This is I Do Damage, and we just got an upgrade! Dead. Welcome to the channel. Hey guys, this is the build for Zero that I've been talking about and showing off the past few days, and I decided to actually make a build guide video for it. So first of all, this build is very simple but yet very strong and effective, and I think you guys should definitely check it out. I would like to discuss why it works, and obviously I'll show the build, the skill path and items, but also I want to go into more details of the play style and show off some gameplay footage. So first of all, I want to talk about why this build actually works, and a lot of people think that your vector is what makes you really strong and powerful. It's not true, guys. The most important thing that makes your build strong and effective is actually the stats on the items that you are using. The numbers on these do not scale down like at all, and so the more powerful these numbers are, the more powerful your character actually is. So with that in mind, I've thought of the best way to pump out the absolute most damage. The thing I want to start with first is your skill selection while leveling up in game. Your first choice at level 2, I always go, and the best one for this build for co-op play is enhanced healing, as obviously you're healing your teammates, you want to get more healing output. At level 4, this is a big one for the build, overcharged laser. I'll explain more and you'll understand why later on. At level 6, you get your ultimate ability. Obviously you want the one that deals the most damage, and that is your big ball AoE that goes around just decimating everything. At level 8, you want your healing aura, so you can get those AoE heals and then make it so you don't have to animation lock yourself and putting down as many supplies, and you can keep more uptime on your damage output. And finally at level 10, Photon Burst. I'll explain more why here in about 5 seconds. You'll understand. So that's your skill path. Here's a little cheat sheet, whatever, screenshot, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and pause it, copy it if you want. So next is the actual items you use, and this is the bread and butter. This is what makes your build mighty and powerful, and this is the Wildfire weapon. It has a 15% chance to spawn missiles on hit. When you're actually using the weapon, it feels like it's more like 70-80% chance. I'm telling you, the missiles are always proccing, always flying out and doing a ton of damage to your enemies and the bad guys, and it's strong. So the next thing on the item is, with a purple weapon, you get 3 affixes, and these are random. This one right here is not my dream weapon, but this right here, upgraded photon bolt damage, is huge, and that's why at level 10 we picked the photon upgrade. That's your right click ability. It has an 8-second cooldown and 40% more damage no matter what vector you're playing on. Now these next two are whatever. For me, I would personally rather have Unearring, which is 20% crit chance, and the last one I'd rather have either Noxious, which is 20% more attack power, or I'd settle for a Right Here Right Now, which is a life leech affix. Either of those I'd be fine with. That's for your weapon. Now the next item that really is important to this build is your prototype gear, and you want one that you can drop a landmine. You want to bottleneck as many enemies into one area, drop your landmine, get out, and watch them go kaboom. Okay, it does a ton of damage no matter what vector you're on. The rolls, the 2 affixes on these, I'm sure there's some really good ones. Really, you're just after this raw damage right here. And your last piece of gear is your support gear. You have one that gives you more life or more armor. Either one works. It's your own preference. Really, it's the weapon and being able to lay a mine that makes this build amazing. So now, like I said, I want to go ahead and I want to show off the play style. I'm going to do a lower vector mission here just to show off the play style, but first I want to just explain it briefly. So the way that Zero works is after you dodge roll, your laser from your gun actually deals more damage for a short time, and you can see that because your laser is brighter. So when your laser goes dim, you need to dodge roll again to keep the laser bright and do more damage and keep the uptime on that. The other trick with the laser is the tip of the laser actually does double or triple damage, so you want to be trying to hit the enemy with the tip as much as possible. I know sometimes you can't, but it's kind of fun to try to play around that. And we cannot forget about our Photon Blast, which is your right click. It has an 8-second cooldown and is doing 40% more damage than it normally would because of that affix I showed you guys. And the thing with it is there's an animation lock on Photon Burst, which, use it wisely. If there's a high mobility dodging fight, you might want to hold off. Just play it smart. And the next thing is the laser trap. I haven't talked much about it because it's not one of my favorite skills, but it has one utility that's very nice, and it interrupts enemies. So if you're fighting an enemy you know that will dodge at you or jump at you, you can place that trap strategically, and when they leap, it interrupts it. You're good to go, and you can keep your uptime on that laser and your right-click damage, right? Last but not least, we are playing a healer. You want to use your shift skill to drop your healing potions for your team. It's pretty obvious, right? So, without much more about that, let's go ahead and let's just jump into a mission here. Let's see if we can find one. We're going to go solo. And I'm just going to show it off in action for a little bit here. And again, I want to thank everyone for watching this. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the video on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch, know when I go live. Join the Discord. We can talk everything about games. Thanks again. Let's jump into some gameplay here, and we'll show you what the build does. Alright, so let's find some enemies. Here's some. So here's my laser without dodge rolling. Now watch when I dodge roll. See how it's brighter? It does more damage. Then it gets dim. Until you're level 4, it only lasts for about 3 seconds. Once you're level 4, it lasts, I think, for about 5 seconds. Maybe a little longer. But you want to try to keep the uptime on that as much as possible. And here's your Photon Burst. Now what me and my buddies like to do is we like to do what we call speed running, where we run ahead and try to pull as many mobs as possible. And then we just drop our landmines on them, right? So let's see if we can pull that off here. Got some archers. Those are a little bit harder to kite. I know I'm skipping the materials and stuff, and I'm just trying to show off some of the gameplay and what it actually looks like here. Here's a nice group. I'll just drop a landmine right there, dodge out, get a photon. We'll dodge again to get our laser up time. See those missiles proccing right there, too? Yep. We'll see if we can get a big group. Ooh, here's an elite pack. This will be fun. We're still level 1. As long as we can keep our damage up time going. We got 12 seconds on landmine still. If we can shoot him with the tip of the laser, you can see it's going to do more damage there, obviously. 3 seconds on landmine. We'll blow him to shreds. Here we go. Look at those missiles just firing off, though. You see, there was like 6 in that one. And that one laser, I swear it's more than 15%. So yeah, see the missiles proc more than you'd actually think. There you go, guys. That was the build guide for Zero that I've been talking about and been very excited to finally get out to everyone. Let me know, what do you guys think? Is this build something new to you guys? Are you going to try it out? Am I just a complete noob? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitch to know when I go live. And also join the Discord if you haven't yet to stay up to date with everything related to the channel. And also we talk about everything games. Thanks again, everyone. Peace.